Good Tuesday evening, everybody. David Paul here in the KHOU 11 Weather Center on what is a relatively quiet Tuesday evening compared to yesterday's thunderstorms that just rattled the west and southwest side of Houston well into the evening. I think tomorrow we may have a better chance of seeing some more thunderstorms that rattle many neighborhoods. And because of that, because of the setup, we're going to issue a weather impact alert for the hours of 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock. This is going to be on Wednesday, tomorrow. I think the atmosphere may wait until we get into the afternoon, get hot, upper 90s, and with the disturbance coming in again and all the heat and humidity available, it looks likely that we're going to have widespread rain and thunder through the afternoon into the early evening on Wednesday. That could definitely impact whatever your plans are, whether you're just driving home, you've got a practice or an activity in the evening, it may be canceled because of the rain and thunder coming in. So tomorrow, weather impact alert for Wednesday between 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the afternoon. I think straight line wind gusts, heavy rain, lightning, and thunder are the biggest threats. There could be some small hail with that tomorrow as well. Now, Tuesday evening, things have settled down nicely. It's gorgeous outside. That new building continues to get higher and higher. Every time we look at the Med Center, I see we've got the glass coming in as well. 3 cranes working on it. And things are quiet at Herman Park right now. But Wednesday, 70% chance for rain and thunder, 98. Thursday, 70% again. So Wednesday and Thursday both look like very active afternoon and evening thunder shower activity that will impact whatever you're trying to do on those evenings. Friday, we've backed it down to a 50-50 chance for scattered thunderstorms, but we'll still have rain and thunder Friday, and also this wet weather pattern where every afternoon we get a chance for a thunderstorm. This looks to continue in perpetuity, as it's just been one of those summers where instead of just getting hot and humid every afternoon, we get a chance for a thunderstorm almost every afternoon. High temp today did go to 95. That came at 2:24 in the afternoon at Bush Continental Airport. 95 is normal for this time of the year. That heat did allow for some thunder showers to get kicked off. Record high is 107 on this day, set back in 1909. The station of record, the thermometer for Houston, was at that time on the banks of Buffalo Bayou right near downtown Houston. Now it's at Bush Continental Airport. Normal low of 75. We had a morning low of 77. 69 is the record low set on this day back in 1976. Every time I see a record low set in the 70s, they were an interesting decade. We had quite a bit of freezes and cold weather across not just the continental U.S., but also in Texas in the 70s. I remember walking to Ponderosa Elementary in the 70s, walking to school. And so many of my memories are just being freezing cold or frozen and walking through ice-covered little puddles as I went to school during that decade. Okay, Conroe currently 80, Tomball 79, Sugar Land 84, Hobby 85. A lot of these areas are rain-cooled from scattered showers earlier in the afternoon. Had a lot of activity in Montgomery County, northern Harris County. That moved west and just kind of fizzled as we're beginning to lose the heat of the day. Thunder showers grazing across the 35 corridor. Thunder showers out west, but nothing causing anything over the top. We've got one flood advisory in deep west Texas, and that is about it. You can see how the rain and thunder really did get across Spring, Woodlands, Cypress Creek, got very wet, Spring Creek wet, and now that's all fizzling out. And as we head between now and going into 8:30, the computer models settle everything down. And I don't expect a repeat of what happened last night with those big thunderstorms firing off late in the afternoon and early evening. That was a day where the high pressure dome just kept a lid on everything until sunset. And then once that high drifted out, disturbance came in and tapped the high temperature that had gone to 101 yesterday afternoon. 6 a.m. Wednesday morning looks quiet to start. I will say this though, the atmosphere is unstable. And so we could even see an isolated storm in spots tomorrow morning. So take that computer model with a grain of salt. Could see an isolated storm in the morning. Of course, Jen and Cheetah, weather and traffic, we're on the air at 5, and then we're on plus at 7 and 9. So we got you all morning long. By noon 30, models are producing a couple of isolated storms. And then watch what happens between noon and going into the middle part of the afternoon. And this is why we have the weather impact alert in. Thunderstorms are going to blossom. Disturbance will be rolling in from the north and east. And so storm track will once again be northeast to west-southwest. That's 3 in the afternoon tomorrow. Good chance for rain and thunderstorm. And then watch what happens as storms kind of coalesce and gather more intensity along the I-10 corridor as we head into 5 and 6 p.m. tomorrow. So this time tomorrow could be quite stormy if models verify. And because of the widespread nature of this, and we know how strong these thunderstorms have been each afternoon, the weather impact alert will be in effect as we head through tomorrow afternoon and early evening. By the time we get past sunset, things should settle down. Let's go into Thursday. Told you another 70% chance for rain on Thursday. We'll begin Thursday morning. Models say a few showers early in the morning are possible. And then going into Thursday afternoon, again, the rain and thunder blossoms as another little piece of energy comes in from the north and east, triggers thunderstorms that will move from northeast to west-southwest, and some of those could be quite heavy again on Thursday afternoon. So Wednesday and Thursday, back-to-back afternoons where we're going to see a lot of activity. Wednesday, Thursday, 70% rain chances, 50% Friday, 40% Saturday, 30% Sunday. So rain chances taper down a little bit, but they certainly don't go away on what will continue to be an active weather pattern for us through the coming weekend. To the tropics we go. First thing I want to point out, nothing in the Gulf, nothing in the Caribbean. Good. So for the moment, we are not threatened. Aaron's a Cat 2. This one is still going to have some pretty good impacts on the East Coast with surf, even though it's not going to hit the East Coast. Good. 60% chance that this wave forms here, says the Hurricane Center. 30% chance that this new wave just south of the Cape Verde Islands forms as it moves west out here over the next several days. Here is Aaron. Winds of 105 in Cat 2 Aaron. You know, this thing go to Cat 5. It went to Cat 5 as we went into the end of last week. But once it started that weakening process, it's very difficult to get that Cat 5 intensity back. That's a very rare event. So the storm is not going to re-strengthen. It'll stay Cat 2. It's going to miss the East Coast by 100 miles. This is Bermuda by 150 miles. But the storm has such a large wind field and so much wave energy with it that it will impact up and down the East Coast with heavy surf. And this is the area where the surf is going to be highest. Could see 20-foot plus waves on the coast of the Outer Banks of North Carolina and getting up through to Delmarva and the beaches of Maryland and New Jersey, and even New York could see 10 to 15-foot swell. So beaches are closed up and down the East Coast this week. Let's look at the wave height forecast. Just a fascinating model, but you just rarely see this. Swells on the beaches, 14, 15, 17, 19. Hatteras, Cape Hatteras, North Carolina could see 23-foot waves on the coast. And that kind of energy can push a bunch of water up onto the beaches and low-lying roads. And in many spots, they're already seeing surf that's inundating beach roads. And so that's why they've shut the beaches down and they've got tropical storm warnings in effect and coastal flood warnings in effect for that. Storm's still way out here, at least 30-foot swells here. They'll have 40 to 50-foot swells near the center of that thing. And then it continues to move away, but parallel the East Coast. You can see even on the beaches of Atlantic-facing beaches of Long Island, 12-foot waves right there on the coast. That's some amazing surf. Surfers love it, dangerous for anybody else, so they've closed beaches up and down the East Coast. All right, let's look at the modeling on this. So not only are we going to look at the modeling on Aaron, again, this is the American model and the European model running simultaneously. And you see the track continues to split the uprights between Bermuda and the East Coast, and off it goes. But remember the two waves out here in the open Atlantic that we're watching. The models, neither of them develop either of those waves. We'll take it one day at a time, but for the moment, global modeling, the big global models, the American, the Euro, are simply not developing those next couple of waves on the heels of Hurricane Aaron. We'll keep an eye on it and take it one day at a time. Also, for the moment, not developing anything in the Gulf and the Caribbean. Good. One day at a time. Here's tomorrow. 20% chance for an isolated shower in the morning, 20% chance by noon, then a 70% chance for rain and thunder on what will be a weather impact alert afternoon for us on Wednesday. And then Thursday, another 70% chance for rain and thunderstorms. We stay with a daily chance for afternoon thunder showers. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, as what has become one of those summers where instead of just getting hot every afternoon, we get a afternoon thunder shower each and every day. I kind of like it. At least the grass is growing. That's where we stand on this Tuesday evening, everybody. Have a good evening.